You know that feeling, right? You've spent hours, literal hours, fighting with text boxes and trying to get images to line up all just to make a presentation look decent. It feels kind of broken. Well, a new AI tool called Kimi Slides is making some serious waves, claiming it has the answer. So today, we're going to break down what it is, how it works, and find out if it really can kill PowerPoint. And the buzz around this thing is, well, pretty intense. People are calling it insane, and for a good reason. We're not just talking about another template filler. This is an AI agent that can build you a complete professionally designed slide deck from just a simple prompt, and it often does it in less than a minute. And this slide, it really lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the old way, slow, painful, and you end up with something that looks pretty generic. On the other side, you have the promise of something instant, effortless, and actually professional looking. To really get why this is such a big deal, we need to talk about the problem it's trying to solve. We have all been there, that deep, soul-crushing frustration of trying to get a presentation to look right. The truth is, the tools we use haven't really changed in years, and for so many of us, it's become this huge bottleneck in our work. Just think about how much time goes into it. For a single, high-stakes presentation, the kind that really matters, a professional can easily spend an average of 4 hours. That's half a workday. And most of that isn't even spent on the ideas. It's spent on the tedious stuff. Dragging boxes around, searching for the right image, and just fighting with the software. And let's be real, that time isn't just a minor annoyance. It's money walking out the door. It's a missed opportunity. Every single hour you spend wrestling with formatting is an hour you're not spending on strategy, or talking to clients, or actually growing your business. It's a huge, expensive problem that we've all just kind of accepted until now. So what's the big solution here? Well, this is where Kimi Slides comes in. It's built by the same company behind the huge Kimi K2 AI model, and its whole approach is different. It uses something they're calling an agentic AI. Now this is where it gets really cool. See, most of the AI presentation tools you've seen just take your text and slap it onto a pre-made template. But an agentic AI, it's different. It's designed to be your personal research assistant and designer. It doesn't just read your words, it tries to understand the meaning behind them, to create totally custom layouts that actually help you tell your story. Okay, so how do you actually use this powerful design agent? You'd think it would be some super complex process, right? But it's actually shockingly simple. They've designed it to be completely intuitive. You basically have 3 super easy ways to get going. You can just type a prompt, something like create a presentation about the future of AI and marketing. Or you can upload a document you already have, and the AI will pull out all the key points. Or, and this is wild, you can just give it a website URL, and it'll turn that website's content into a full-blown presentation. But look, how easy it is to use is only half the story. The real game changer is the quality of what it spits out. The claim is that it generates results that look like they came from a high-end design agency. So let's look at a real-world example from the source material. Okay. Picture this. You've got a massive must-win pitch for a new client. Normally, this means you're clearing your schedule for hours, maybe even a whole day, to research, write, and polish a deck that's good enough to close the deal. With Kimi Slides, the user just typed in a prompt and hit generate. And 60 seconds later, 1 minute, a complete 12-slide presentation was just done. And we're not talking about just a wall of text. We're talking a fully designed deck with a cohesive theme, relevant photos, and clean professional layouts. The result was so good, the client was apparently blown away. They actually asked who designed the presentation because they just couldn't believe it wasn't the work of some expensive professional agency. And here's the kicker. That single 60-second presentation helped close a 6-figure deal. The sheer professionalism of the slides communicated a level of authority and competence that made a real, tangible difference. This chart really puts that time savings into perspective. Just look at it. That huge bar on the left, that's your 240 minutes, 4 hours, the old way. And that tiny little bar on the right, that's the 1 minute it took Kimi Slides. That massive gap isn't just about saving time. It represents a fundamental shift in how we can work. We can also put a real dollar amount on this. So this table breaks it down. If you start with the traditional 4 hours and compare it to the AI method, even after you make a few edits, you're still saving over 3.5 hours. And if your time is worth, say, $200 an hour, that's a direct savings of $700 on one project. Now imagine scaling that across an entire year. In that client pitch, it wasn't just a fluke. According to the source, one business owner used this to create an investor deck in about 30 minutes that helped them raise $2 million. Another user reported a 40% jump in their client close rate. And someone else generated a full competitive analysis from a rival's website in just 30 seconds. The results are pretty staggering. So when you look at all this, you start to realize that the real benefit here isn't just about saving a few hours. It's about gaining a serious competitive advantage. While your competitors are stuck in the weeds, messing with fonts and colors, you can be focused on strategy and winning. And here's what's so powerful about this kind of technology. It completely levels the playing field. Suddenly, a solo entrepreneur or a small startup can create marketing materials that look every bit as polished and professional as something from a giant corporation with a whole in-house design team. Right now, the thinking is that the huge majority of your competitors, that 85%, are still stuck using the old, slow tools. But there's a small, forward-thinking group that's already using AI agents like this to work way faster and smarter. And that gap creates a massive window of opportunity. You know, history has shown us time and again that the people who embrace these kinds of disruptive changes are the ones who thrive, while those who stick to the old way, well, they often get left behind. Which really brings us to one simple question. Your competitors are almost certainly still using PowerPoint. The real question is, what are you going to be using?